I've been doing digital marketing for the past 4.5 years now, running Facebook ads for local businesses, more specifically, real estate agents and some of the largest real estate personal brands in the world. Hey, what's going on everyone? In this video, I'm going to share how I would learn digital marketing if I was a complete beginner and just starting out. Before we jump into this video, if you haven't already, please feel free to join the free lead gen marketing agency group on Facebook using the link in the description. When you're starting out, you're often quickly overwhelmed with just how much content is out there. Whether it be on YouTube, Udemy, or Skillshare, you'll find hundreds of videos on digital marketing, which is such a broad term, and come across videos on social media management, Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, performance marketing, and so much more. On YouTube now, you can't avoid seeing the young millionaires flashing the lavish lifestyle they live and the sports cars they drive, yet the path to get there can be long and requires an incredible amount of sacrifice. You see the end result and think it's easy, and that's the first mistake. It's simple, but not easy. You need to get the foundations right and keep things simple. This is something that I struggled with when I was starting out. I thought I could outsource it all from the beginning without having the foundational knowledge and skills myself. Now, while some people do become successful doing that, it's very, very, very unlikely. You need to know how to deliver and be in the trenches first. I think there's a balance to this though, because you don't want to be studying, watching videos on how to run ads for 6 or 7 months and then start your agency, because then you're suffering from analysis paralysis. And the reality is you will never feel fully ready. So you just need to jump in and go for it. You need to avoid the noise here because you can stray from your current path, and that's not a good thing. Us guys especially suffer a lot from shiny object syndrome, and it's just a part of who we are. Forget about everything else and stick to one thing. If you want to learn YouTube ads, stick with it and only listen and learn from people doing YouTube ads. If you want to learn Facebook ads, it's the same thing. Follow one path because there is not one set way to get to the destination. Follow what works for you. Now, to really learn Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever you choose, there are a few ways to do this. Firstly, there's a ton of free content on YouTube, and that's where you all should start. There's also free Facebook and Google courses. If you just type in Facebook free course certification, you'll find it. There's trainings that are hours long and go into incredible detail. My one piece of advice here is make sure it's up to date. These platforms are constantly changing, so if it's more than a year old, then take it with a grain of salt because things have changed a lot in the past 365 days. However, this is still good to get a basic understanding. The next thing, and I mentioned this on my first ever podcast, and look, if you missed it, you can go check it out. You need to invest in someone. In the beginning, I had about $10,000 in my bank account, but I was too scared to spend $2,000 or $3,000 of it. And it's one of those decisions that I feel it would have propelled me forward sooner. Now, before getting coaching, you need to make sure that you choose the right person. Do your due diligence and make sure 100% that this person is the right one for you. I say this because right now there's so much information out there. So when you invest in your education, you'll be only learning what's important without the fluff, which means you're going to save a lot of time, as well as you're going to get the ongoing guidance every step of the way by someone who has been there before. So when you have questions, you can ask them. Having access is key. It's often very lonely in the beginning because it's new, right? Your friends will think you're crazy. Your parents won't understand and they'll tell you to conform with society and get a job. So by investing in someone, you have a shoulder to lean on and they'll hold your hand and guide you through this process, which is priceless rather than just figuring it all out on your own. There's such a bad stigma around this, yet people spend $20, $30, $80, or even $100,000 on university degrees that they don't even want to do, yet won't invest a few $1,000s to learn a skill that will help them for the rest of their lives, no matter what business they want to start. When you're between 16 and 25, you literally have no responsibility. Now is the time to dive in, learn a skill, start a business, because when you're 35, married and have 2 kids, the dynamic changes. It becomes risky for you because you have other people that depend on you, so it's not as easy to start a business. Once you've done this, you need to dive in and test it out for yourself. You can go through course after course, but when it comes down to it, the best way to learn is by running ads. When you invest in a coach or mentorship, they will help you with this and make sure that you launch a campaign, you see not only results, but you'll actually understand why it's successful. You will learn the mechanics of how it works and why. The next thing you'll want to learn is funnel building or the customer journey. You need to understand the basics of how to create a landing page, how to write enticing copy. Copywriting is a skill that can take years to master, but there are a lot of great free resources here on YouTube and free courses to consume. Marketing and copywriting is all psychology and really understanding what makes people buy. When you're starting out, you don't need to learn everything. Stick to one channel, and by that, I mean pick Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever it may be, right? Learn it and become a master. The more clients you get and the more campaigns you run, the better you will be. When you become proficient in one, it becomes easier to learn how to advertise on other platforms because the same concepts remain the same, just the visual aspects of the ad platforms are different. This is why, to me, having an agency as a business, especially when you're young, is the best thing you can do, because in 10 years' time, if you want to build a brand or start something else, you will always know the most valuable thing to business owners: how to get customers. It's a skill that will never leave you, regardless if you use Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. It's all the same. So everyone, that's it for another video. I just wanted to share what I would do differently. I hope it helped you and opened your eyes so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.